six, five, four, three, two, one. Yo, here we go. What's up, everybody? This is Sante in the place to be. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Welcome back. If you could please share. I'm gonna hit share like 3 or 4 or 5 times, more than less. If you want to go ahead and drop a comment, you know how to do it. It will be displayed. Right now, we're just going Facebook Live into my YouTube channel. What's up, Black Mama? Hey, I have had a hell of a month. I gotta tell you, and I'm gonna tell the story now. For those that want to come in, would you please share? But today's topic is grateful. This right here is in my podcast studio, and for everybody to see when they come in, I'm going to tell you guys a story. If you want to listen to it, I'm gonna give it a couple seconds to pop in. Hey, that's my sister. So today is grateful. This is I ain't gonna say an official day back here at the pod. I've done some work, a couple of things since a couple of things since then. Hopefully you guys can hear me pretty decently. I'm kind of changed my device and changed some stuff, so hopefully you guys can hear me pretty good or whatnot. And yeah. So I forgot really what my last topic was. I'll be honest with you guys. The last time that I did a live stream here, as far as the every other day podcast, I did it with my brother-in-law. He's down there in Atlanta, but I did it from my home, and so it's been like maybe a month. So we can go ahead and begin the story if you want to, and I'll start talking. Great, good. Also, I would like to tell you, I give you some people some tips. I want to, incorporate that tips on some. I would give people some tips on podcasts and some gear that they can use. This little piece of equipment that you guys see right here is something that I use when I go do church events, funerals, and other things. So I will tell you guys about this. It's a great piece of gear. And they're pretty cheap now. I got it when it first came out. I have 3 sets of these. So I've been blessed to be able to do it. So if you could hit the share button for me, and then we will get into it. All right. And then I'm going to open up the phone lines. Yeah, I did. I sent it to the Black Podcast Network. I also put that out there. So where do I start? Well, number one, I like to say I'm grateful. I like to say that I'm happy to be back here in the pod, doing the podcast, and also taking clients or new clients, and hopefully some great things to come. Here I'm in the Detroit metro area, and I like to service the area of Pontiac where I'm from. But outside of that, I'm in the greater Detroit metro area, which is Pontiac is part of that circumference or whatnot. So I service that and give people opportunity to have a podcast studio to come to. When I'm done with this, I'm going to be giving a guy a call that I just did an event for at a church a couple of weeks ago, as far as a reentry program that from people from prison, they're able to get back into society. So I did a live stream for that. Continuously doing the Life Essentials podcast with Bobby Benton and her guest. I'm looking forward to be working with Wayne State. Wayne State is a prominent college here in Michigan, in the Detroit area, of course. And that solidified deal, just waiting for them to come on in and we go ahead and get started. So I'm happy about what's going to be coming up. And we go from there. So starting off with the story, y'all, it's been like a month since I've been here. Well, like maybe a month ago, roughly. I don't know, like I know a lot of people come down with like colds or flus or whatever the case may be. I think I went out and did a gig or did a job or whatever. And I come in contact with so many people sometimes. Man, I left the pod. I left here. I did a job or something like that. I went home and like in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning. This is a month ago. Man, I got the chills. Like, I'm for real. Like I'm 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I just got extremely cold. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, I think I had an extremely bad cold for like 1 week. and it took another week after that week to get over that cold. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I still had the residual, so I didn't really want to be around anybody too much. And you know how it is when you have a cold, you're cranky, you're not really you're not really yourself, you're not really wanting to be around anybody like that. Would you say the Life unit might be a great fit for collaboration? Yeah, I'll look into that. So got over the cold and doing gigs and, you know, back and forth from here into the pod. But I kind of wanted to, you know, when I'm not feeling good, especially in the confines that we have here, I want to be always cognizant of people. I don't want to, if I'm not feeling well, or I'm feeling well enough to where I just don't want to be, if I'm in an open space, it's different. But if I'm in a space where it's kind of confined, I don't want to be around too many people because I don't want to get them sick, or I don't want them to get me. I want to just show common courtesy because we all got families, we all got jobs, we all got things that we got to do. So I try to, you know, keep things open where I don't, you know, get anybody sick or vice versa. So basically, in a nutshell, I had, you know, stayed away from the pod. I've been away from the pod periodically here and there in between times to get stuff, get some equipment, and go do a job for like the last 2.5 weeks. Coming out of that, I'm going to tell you, this is the culmination, I guess. This is a big collegiate word, Miss Mary Kay. Hey, thank you. The culmination of the, I guess, the apex of things that happened over the last week or two. So last Sunday, you guys, I came here to the pod. I came here to the podcast studio, and I came here and I said, you know what? I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna get ready for last week. I'm get ready for the week coming, work week or whatever. I got new clients or I had people that a couple of people that wanted to come in and look at the place and things like that. So I said, I'm gonna get the pod together, disinfected or cleaned up, you know, straighten some things up and whatever. So I have some new clients coming in or whatnot. And I came in last Sunday around maybe not yesterday, but last Sunday around 4 or 5 o'clock. I spent at least a good 4 hours here, you know, just doing minor stuff here and there. And then I left around 4 o'clock. Around 8 o'clock, 8:30 or something like that, 8:30. And on the way that I left, when I left to go home, leaving the pod, somebody had hit me, and it became, it wasn't a good accident. You know what I'm saying? Hit my car. If I was maybe a couple of seconds faster, or if I was a second faster or slow, I don't really know. But I'm grateful, like I said, because I know that if things could have been, if I was leaving the pod, Black Mama, I was leaving here from cleaning up, and I'm just, something in my mind told me like, man, I should have just stayed home. I should have just, because I was playing the PlayStation before I left. I'm like, it's a Sunday, I'm gonna play the PlayStation, I'm gonna chill out. But I like what I do. I like being here. I like the space that God gave me. You know, it's cool, and I like being here, and it does so much for me beyond, you know, trying to be. This place does so much more for me than just being a place where I can generate some income. It's my space, it's my thought. This is my creation. Everything around here is my thought. Pretty much everything. I look at every corner is what I envision. So I like being here. But I was like, man, maybe I should have just stayed at home. But I left here and got into a terrible accident. I got hit by 2 cars. I thought I got hit by one. The main car hit me. It ran through an intersection, no lights, hit me, front fender, spent the car around. I guess I got hit by another car. I don't know where that car at. And it would just it knocked my glasses and my hat clean off my face or whatnot. But I'm very grateful. I hate to say the word lucky, but I'm very blessed because I know I walked out with no injury. I had my foot hurt a little bit like the first day because I think the way that I twisted it or something, I don't really know how I hit, but I hit my foot, my right foot, some type of way. And that was kind of hurting for a second, like maybe for a day or so. But outside of that, I didn't have any problems, injuries or anything like that. I just kind of shook up. honestly kind of just shook up. It wasn't anything that I was anticipating or needing to happen. Who needs an accident to ever happen? And also, I'm the type of person, I always worry about the future. I shouldn't really worry about the future, but that showed me a couple of things about, making plans. We can make plans as people, and we have good intentions to follow through with our plans, but a lot of times we make plans and sometimes we never get to them. And I thought about that, like, man, I honestly feel like it possibly could have been maybe a last day for me. Maybe probably was that could have been it. That's how bad the accident could have been, or I would have been injured to the point I wouldn't be here doing this today, or I've been, maybe, I don't want to say crippled, but it could have been just slight. If it was just a slightly timing was slightly different, things could have been different. So I don't know. I get home and I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm thinking about money. I'm thinking about, so I still, the person that hit me got taken by accident. And I'm about to say accidents. The person that hit me had gotten taken by ambulance. I don't know what happened to them. I'm hoping that they're okay. I still haven't got the police report, and I called and checked on that today. I still haven't got the police report yet. So the officer should be coming in tonight and hopefully finishing it, and I'll figure out where I go from here, because you worry about things like, money, you worry about things like transportation, but luckily, God bless, I'm not stranded. I have different forms of transportation. It's unfortunate, and I think about it a lot. Hey, put it like this: when I'm driving now and I get past it, because I'm driving past that intersection all the time. And that intersection is really right up from the neighborhood that I kind of grew up in, basically. And it's like I ride past that intersection like all the time. And when I get to that intersection, I don't know, I feel a little funny. Anytime I approach the intersection now, I don't know, not like I get, I hate to say anxiety, but I get a little flustered a little bit, because I don't know, it's like a PTSD a little bit. I'm a little bothered by it, by intersections at this point. But you got to keep on going. I'm all right. I'm doing fine. No bodily injuries, you know what I'm saying? Thought patterns is kind of, but it also taught me a lot about, that. I see my sister put, but God. I told my auntie this the other day, and it's a quote from DMX. We all want miracles. We all like miracles. And quite honestly, miracles are fantastic, and we all have experienced them. But here's the thing about what I told my auntie yesterday. I told my brother last night, because my brother called me, and we talked for like 3 hours, 3.5, 4 hours, and he in California. I told him, I said, we all know what God can do. We all know what God can do. We all know that he's capable of doing anything. He's capable of, making bullets miss you, car accidents miss you, fights, gunshots, robberies. He's you on your deathbed. And we know what he's able to do. We know what God can do, but we don't know what he's willing to do until we need him to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know God can do things. We all know that God can save you and save your life. We all know that God is able to do things for you and able to change your situation for you, but we don't know if he's willing to do it. So made it out of that. And the car is probably totaled, whatever the case may be. But it's all good. So we, just so at this point, basically, that's that. I'm pretty sure, whatever and however the police report come back, that's how that comes back. And we just move forward. So today I would just, since I got this thing in here, I call it grateful. Of course, I don't have to call it anything. It is what it says it is. And I like to, put everything in a circle where it, I like to put everything in a circle where it relates to business. You know what I'm saying? And being grateful. And even sometimes you can think you're being grateful, but a lot of times you're probably not. So you have to, in my opinion, be a little bit more grateful, because you can find yourself, I'm not gonna say, a lot of times say you can take things for granted, which we can, but I don't think a lot of times, sometimes we do take things for granted. That's a human nature type of thing. We can take for granted relationships, people, material things that was granted, gifted, or earned by us. You know what I'm saying? We can be I ain't gonna say ungrateful. We can just not recognize it to the best of our ability sometimes. And I thought I was doing a pretty job. I thought I was doing a pretty good job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny because I've seen accidents and I ride past them. I'm like, I ain't never say it'd never be me, but I'm like, damn, how that happened? You know what I'm saying? But it was me, and more or less it was a pretty bad one. But what I've learned, far as what I've learned in the last week or so, I said, you know what? Well, I'm going to go ahead and apply this, talk to my sister and other folks and whatnot, and material things can be replaced. But it also made me learn a lot about relationships too. It made me found out who I think really care about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Facebook and stuff like that because of what I do, Facebook and YouTube. But it made me realize who really is my friends and shit like that, because it was like, it made me realize a line of who really was concerned, and it was maybe something I had to see or learn, and helping me move forward in the business sector that I am, because one of the things that we do in business sometimes is of course, we patronize, or we do a lot of business with quote unquote friends, or we think that they are friends, but usually they really not. They just good with you because you know how to do things extremely well, and they're not friends at all. Or you have people that's around you or with you because you know how to do things. They ain't even considered really friends. They just an associate, but so you have to be able to cut and draw the line. So it made me understand a little bit more about business relationship, and the separation of that, that, and learned a little bit more about that, and moving forward. So as you know, I'm going to open up the phone lines in a minute, but we have 4 bullet points that we use here at the Every Other Day podcast, and we're going to go ahead and put those 4 bullet points starting now. And I'll start with the first one, then the second one you guys can, offer up. I'm going to hit the share button real quick. And let me see here. The first one, since today's topic is grateful, what's a good reason to be grateful? And I'm not trying to turn this into no, TD Jakes. It's definitely not no TD Jakes, but I ain't trying to turn this into no spiritual podcast, everyday podcast. But what is a good reason to be grateful in your everyday life concerning on the things that you want to do? Well, I believe being grateful about, the things that you have acquired or gotten, or your life or health or whatever, for things that you want to do as far as business or the things that you got aspirations for is that it, being grateful, when you're grateful, I believe you are giving grace to continue on. And I believe that I was grateful. I believe that I am grateful because I've been given the grace to continue on. If I wasn't a grateful person, I'd probably be dead. I'll be honest with you. So, sometimes when you are grateful, you acquire grace to continue. And that can be to continue to get more. That can mean continue to get, more blessings, or, continue, of course, continue to get more blessings, more life, more time. So when you're grateful, you have grace to continue your plight. And I believe I have gotten the grace to continue and about to really knock the socks off with this thing that I got. Go ahead and ask your question. Go ahead and ask your question, Black Mama. You can go ahead. So I gotten the grace to continue, and man, about to make the pod the biggest thing smoking, like for real. Like this is really about to go on and be something spectacular. I got major people, places, and things really in the works. That's in the stewing pot. I've done too much. You know what I mean? What you say? You're grateful. I don't know if this is all pop on here, but you say you're grateful for my seventh surgery today. It takes a full year to recover, but it has given me a new lease on life. The ability to do more than I ever done. It's given me the confidence to know that I can push through anything. Hey, surgery ain't no joke. I haven't had a surgery per se, you know what I'm saying? I had a colonoscopy, you know what I'm saying? But you had to go up under the anesthesia, you know what I'm saying? But anytime you got to go under is never like ideal or something that you want to have to do. So I'm thankful for your being able to get through that. You know what I'm saying? For real, no TDJ. So give me the second one for being grateful, how this helps you with your life or help you with your business or helps you with your relationships. If anybody can give me the second one, we're going for 4. The first one is by being grateful, you acquire grace. What is the second reason why it's important to be grateful for your life? Colonoscopy. To clean me out at the clean. Had the clean whistle. Clean as a whistle. But what's number 2? If you can't come up with number 2, we count to 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. The second reason to be grateful is that I believe being grateful lets you know a hierarchy, I guess, who's really in charge. Being grateful, when I say grateful, you could be grateful to people, your mom, your dad, sisters, or, even somebody, or to your children, somebody that you might feel that might be on a lower level than you. You know what I'm saying? You can be grateful to any and everybody, but I think being grateful, it gives you humility. Sometimes people look at humility a little bit bad, but humility is a real thing. It doesn't mean that you have to come off cocky and arrogant. Humility just meaning that you're, in a nutshell, you're recognizing that, you're recognizing and you're respecting other people, and you're humble, and you're showing humility to them because you care for their feelings, or you care with what they done for you, or what they continue to do, or what they did. You're appreciative. So I think it distributes humility, and it allows you to get grace again with people. Sometimes being humble or having humility, showing gratefulness, it gives a person, say, you know what, I'll help that person again. I'll do this for that person. I'll look out for this person again, because they have a sense of humility. They were thankful. They really appreciated what happened, or what I did, or what I went out of my way to do. So humility is number 2. So I would say grace, number 1, And then humility. Number 3. Now, come on now. Don't let me do it all alone. Don't let me do it all alone. I'm going to share it one more time. Now, this is my 7th time sharing, but we going to do this, and then I ain't going to stay all day here at the pod. I'm going to stick around for another hour roughly and get out of here, but not we going to get through this. So number 3, what is number 3? What's up, Dante? Gratitude. Not Nakia. I'm looking about the gratitude. It's a good one. So I think that's a good play off of what those first ones: grace, humility, and gratitude. You're showing thanks, and that's part of the humility part. And I believe, yeah, gratitude is a great thing when you show people that you are very grateful. Gratitude, I guess, gratitude and grateful kind of, I guess, grateful is the root word of gratitude, right? So, Kia, you gave me the same word. This is just spelled different, but it's all good. But no, gratitude, I think it's grateful, or gratitude is a mix between grateful and your attitude. See, Pontiac Central right here. Dante, I'm gonna get to your comment. I'm gonna say, if you can share it for me. Well, I'm gonna get to your, but your gratitude. You have an attitude. You have a good attitude. You have a good disposition. People don't hate to, see you coming. They don't run away from your presence. You have a great uplifting, or cool. I'm kind of more laid back and cool, but I'm always pleasant, and I had a grateful attitude. My attitude is always somewhat of, inviting. So always just having a great attitude or a good attitude. You, like Granny said, you can attract more flies with honey than you can with, you know what I mean? So you can attract people to attract things to you based off your attitude of gratefulness. Let me read Dante real quick. You say you're grateful for having a childhood friend and a brother for over 40 years, and we are doing great. And that's a good thing, man. Like, to have a great relationship like that over 40 years, man, you're lucky if you have one friend, bro. My dad used to tell me he wasn't a man of like many words like that, but he used to always say, you ain't really got no friends. You're lucky if you probably get one. You know what I'm saying? Because he had a lot of friends that he grew up with and did things with and whatever. But at the end of the day, I don't think he even really, they were tight, and so, but I don't think he really considered them really friends at all, but in some cases. But you're lucky if you get a friend, man, like that. Would you say having an attitude of gratitude ensures that you always climb high? Absolutely. Then Black Mamba again, people are more apt to work with and for if you're gracious. That was my mama calling. I should have answered the phone, but I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. That's a whole different show. I'm gonna call her back. So now we gonna go for number 4. Number four. What's the last one? We have grace, humility, and gratitude. Give me the last one. Last one. Anybody? Grateful. What is the attributes or the good thing about being grateful? You got your grace, you got your humility, and you have gratitude. What is the last one? The last one, anybody, or do I got to come up with it? Give me somebody give me the last one. Come on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, love. Oh, I'll take that. Love. We all love love. All right. Bet. So, grateful. Grateful is showing some sort of love when you're grateful. Love come in many different forms. You don't mean that, you got your in love. You have your love for God. You have love for children. You got love for country. You got love for what you do. But when you're showing gratefulness to someone, wisdom, that's I'm gonna give that a slash, love / wisdom. So I love y'all participation. I really am appreciative to anybody that watches, you know what I'm saying, and be a part of the Every Other Day podcast. At this point, it feel like the every other month. Well, you know, it's the every other day, but, you know, we shouldn't be out this long again. But love and wisdom. Love and wisdom. Agape. Agape love, too. Right, love for God, or, you know, unconditional love. But when you're grateful to people, or you're grateful for a situation, you're showing love. And when you reciprocate that gratefulness, like, or you reciprocate or for people or to someone for what they given to you or done for you, you're distributing or showing love again. So, and it takes a wise person to be able to recognize that type of thing. So I appreciate you guys for, you know, that. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to open up the phone line, and hopefully, let's see if we get a caller. If anybody want to pop in and go and talk about, you know, these attributes of today, being grateful, understanding why it is important to be grateful, understanding why it's very important to have grace to carry on, because when you're not grateful, when you treat things like it's supposed to happen, a lot of times they will get taken from you, like huge things. Like this thing didn't happen. It didn't. What's the word for it? It didn't handicap me in a lot of ways. Like I still, you know, it didn't handicap me as far as physical. It probably, I think, a couple of things. You know what I mean? But it didn't handicap me. It didn't stop anything from flowing. It didn't stop my business. I still got a couple of forms of transportation. You know, I'm still can pay my bills. I can still operate like I've been operating. It's just more of a mental, like, dang, I wish that didn't happen, because who needs that to happen? But just think about, I have the grace, and I got the, you know, I had the grace to continue on, and, you know, because I believe that I have been grateful. I have to give myself credit for that, because a lot of times we give ourselves a lot of credit for other stuff, but we don't give ourselves credit for being grateful. Give yourself credit for being grateful, because a lot of the things that you have, or a lot of things that's happening for you, is because you are grateful. I know people right now that are losing things, like huge, major things and huge, major relationships, because they're not grateful, or they haven't been grateful. And they thought, or they think that they're supposed to continue on because of what they are, or who they are, or what, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But when you're ungrateful, things get taken away from you steadily. You know what I'm saying? So the number is 248-905-1128. They say, when you're grateful, you show acts of kindness. True. Yeah, and I can do better. I can do better. But you know, it is what it is. I'm just happy to come back and be doing the every other day podcast. So while we wait for a caller, if anyone calls in, I want to tell you about the YOLO Box. This is a service that I'm also going to be giving here in Black Mamba. I know you do your own podcast, so this is maybe a piece of equipment that you can look into. It's a little bit cheaper. Now this is the YOLO Box original right here, and if I could turn around, I would. But you can connect the camera to this thing. This is my HDMI right here, and this is my Ethernet cable, and this is my audio port. This right here is just a charge cable, but it's very small, as you see, and you can live stream from anywhere. You can put a webcam in here. It has a USB port. You can go to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Facebook, YouTube at the same time, Twitch or Twitter, or different places. You know what I'm saying? So, you definitely, this is something that you possibly can look into if you want to, and you know, you'll be able to have a good live stream in a good quality. You can put a SIM card in here from your phone, or you can put a not only a SIM card, you can also put just use the Wi-Fi that's in your area on here. So then you can be able to go ahead and live stream anywhere you need to go ahead and live stream. So Let me go ahead and share this one more time, and this is it. If you call, you call. If you don't, you don't. I'm just happy to be back here. And so with that being said, the number is 248-905-1128. If you would like to drop in, 248-905-1128. If you'd like to know more about the YOLO box, please contact me. I will let you know. But today's topic was being grateful, and pat yourself on the back for being grateful, because a lot of the things that happen to you good is because you are grateful. When you're not grateful and you're very vindictive or you're very ungrateful, things like your life, things like, a lot relationship things will get taken away from you. You know what I mean? So with that being said here, we're going to go ahead and go to our next time that we come together here on the Every Other Day podcast. I believe I'm going to take the topic of wisdom. That's next week's, or not next week's, I'm sorry, that's going to be the next podcast topic. The next podcast topic will be wisdom. And thank you, Miss Mamba, Black Mamba, for bringing that up in the comments. So remember, everybody, be grateful. Be grateful for what's going on in your life. Be grateful for the relationships that's been in your life. Be grateful for the things that you acquired. Be grateful for the things that you've been able to do and experience. Even though I'm saying this to you right now, please do that. You know what I'm saying? Please be grateful. I could do better. I could do better because, really this last week I've been I think I've been probably a little bit of a grump, a little bit agitated and a little bit snappy. You know what I mean? I guess it's almost natural, but, in a way, I have my moments, I guess. But in overall actuality, just try to be grateful for what people do for you. But be understanding that you being grateful, honestly, it ain't nothing that you've done in your life really that kind of qualifies you to have life. But being grateful is almost like a point of entry where you get grace to go ahead and have things. So when you're grateful, you get grace a lot of times to continue or find the errors in your ways and become more grateful. But I believe because I was grateful in a lot of things, that today I'm sitting here today. So try to be a little bit more grateful and appreciative for what you have. All of my equipment, everything that I have, I try to treat it with care so it'll last. Anything that you have and been blessed with, treat it good. Try to keep it so it'll last for a long time. You know what I mean? And just be good to what you have or what's been bestowed upon you. So with that being said, people, I am happy to be coming back with you all. It's been cool. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off unless you guys want to make a phone call. I'm going to give you another 2 minutes. And if we don't want to talk, we don't want to talk. And we'll talk next time. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. When you're grateful, yep. And so I got all the YouTube comments and everything like that. It's just good, man. I'm just going to sit back. It is just good to be here in the pod. Man, I really love it. I really, really, really love it. Got my little candy over there, you know what I mean? Everything set up like just so perfect. TV, put the logo up. Say if somebody doing a podcast, they can have a computer right here, had a TV showing they slides while I'm controlling the slides over. Man, it's just so much and it's sweet up in this joint. Like for real, the pod 43, and I need to put this up on the hookup, but I didn't do that today. I just wanted to come today and get with you guys. But man, 43-700, man, 43-700 Woodward Avenue, Bloomfield, right there in Pontiac, right between Pontiac and Bloomfield, right there. You know what I mean? And this is dope. I had the owner of the building come in here the other last week because I renewed the. They gave me a key fob and some stuff that for the building, and he walked in. He was like, "Dang, you know what I'm saying? Like you did this with this place, man. Like I got my foam, my sound dampening on the walls. You know what I mean? And my neon light over there, and it's just dope. It's like this is a dope spot. Got my little background lights right here. Got my accent. These lights, you can't even see these, but these lights is like little lights like this. These lights are called practicals, but they also serve a purpose. They shine light on me too. So I got then I have my little halogen, man. Yo. Then I got my air purifier over there. So when people come in here and whatever, the air is clean. You know what I'm saying? And then over here I have my dehumidifier, which keeps the moisture out of the air. You know what I'm saying? So so I keep that. Got a couple of fans blowing in this joint to try to keep it cool and keeping the air circulating in here. I have a 4-camera setup, you guys. 4-camera setup. This camera usually that you guys looking at, everything is wall mounted. All my cameras are wall mounted, every single one of them. So I have a camera right dead center. I have another camera dead right and another camera dead left. And then I have another wall mounted camera. So 4 cameras in total here at the pod that I'm switching. So dynamic angles all the way around. Like I've really put some time and energy into this place. And man, I'm just so proud of it. Lighting is like, that was what I'm going to tell y'all. Lighting was the hardest part that I had to do. Lighting was the hardest part of creating this atmosphere because even though I do videography, when I'm doing videography, I'm usually in an open space. There's a green screening. I'm outdoors, but in a confined, more or less studio setting that I never had a studio before. Or I work out of my basement. I have, it's just space and it's different type of lighting, but it's hard to light a pure white, atmosphere, which this office is. And I had to learn about a lot of different things that it took me a minute to, even though I've been filming and doing stuff for like the last 10 years, it was a new learning experience as far as how to light a studio, because I never had to light a studio before. Like all my things that I've done for people look good and everything like that, but having to light a situation like this, it took me a nice little while to understand it. And now I got another, notch up under my belt as far as, knowing how to do this, knowing what to do, and making it just right. So I mean, yeah, it's man, it's real right in here. And it took a minute. So I know it took a minute for us to be able to get it to this point. I already had the audio down. I already had the cameras down. Those were nothing, like no biggie. But the lighting was the situation that I had to work on, and I pretty much got a very, very good lighting situation now, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And for for what I got it for, it turned out to be great. So I'm just looking forward to great things coming with the pod, man. Like this is terrific. Like everybody that visits here, man, they have a wonderful time. Sometimes people come here and don't even want to leave. I be chilling. I be sitting in my spot over there. I don't see it, but my desk and whatnot. I got people get over up in this joint and don't want to leave because it's so comfortable and cool in here. Like, and I keep the lights. I mean, like I turn the lights. Some days I feel like having blue. Some days I feel like having it be red in this joint, purple. You know what I'm saying? Fuchsia. You know what I mean? Sky blue. You know what I mean? Black light. Yellow. Depends on how I want to do it. And a person it depends on who's coming here too. So if somebody say if it's a real business type of thing, I will put a somewhat of a whitish light in there, not to make it feel clinical or look clinical, but just give it a more of a, you know what I mean? But if I know if it's a cool meeting, somebody I already know, and they, you know, we know each other, then I put a little bit more vibe-ish to it. You know what I'm saying? And we sit here and talk. A person don't even want to leave. You know what I mean? And that's how I want it. Is it's the air moving in this joint is feeling good. So I really like what I got going on here, and I'm looking into continuing. Like I said, we got some big things coming up. And here's the pretty cool part too. Everything in here could be wireless too. Like you see the microphones, like, you know, it's pretty much all set up pretty damn good, if you ask me. So, you know, sometimes things happen at the end of the day. I guess what I want to say is sometimes things happen that just happen. And they happen to catapult you to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Funny thing is about that car, I was trying to sell it. When I got home that night, that car that got in an accident, people was trying to call me about buying the car. It was on Facebook Marketplace. So a lot of times with Facebook Marketplace, man, people be bullying anyway. So I couldn't take it half serious and half not. But it was, I'm like, dang, people hitting me up to buy the car now. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. But sometimes things happen to get you to the boom next level. Like I said, you know, this didn't handicap me in physically, mentally, or more or less a financial. I can still carry on. I can still do what I got to do, you know. But sometimes things just happen, you know what I mean? And you have to be grateful, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times being, like I tell you guys, being grateful, what I've been saying today is you being grateful is kind of what probably gets you another chance. Because think of it, and I'm a spiritual man, and I believe in God. And if you don't believe in God, then that's on you. But I do. Okay, if you don't want to talk about him, that's on you. But I do, and I am. And what I'm going to say is this. What I want to be concerned about doing is being God's friend. Before I'm anybody's anything, the most important part to me is being God's friend. He looked out for his friend last week, and he looked out for me a couple of years ago. Hey, and stuff that I don't even know about. He looked out for me this morning, getting me up. He looks out for me. God looks out because I'm God's friend. You know what I mean? I'm his friend. Yes, I'm a son. I'm a child of God, of course, but I'm God's friend. I want to be his friend. I talk to him. Even when I talk to him about some stuff I probably, in your opinion, shouldn't talk to him about. Like I talk to him like a homeboy. But I believe that relationship that I have with him, you know, I think he say, hey, I'm gonna keep you know, I honor what you're doing, and I'm gonna let you continue. I'm gonna probably take this situation. You know, maybe I had to have that accident happen. That accident that happened to me probably didn't even happen for me, and I'm just not thinking of it like this. The accident that happened probably didn't even happen for me. It probably happened for that other person. Like I said, that other person had to be taken out the car, I think, with some. God, all I remember the police officer saying to do, she need the jaws. Well, I'm thinking the jaws of life. So I'm hoping she's okay. I still don't know what has happened or what. I don't know what happened with her. Hopefully she's okay, and I'm praying for her to be fine. But you know, maybe that accident didn't even happen for me. Maybe it was for them as a wake up call. Because I didn't need a wake up call. I'm gonna tell you that now. I didn't need a wake up call. I didn't need no wake up call like that. So, because I already knew, you know what I'm saying? I already knew what I needed to know. I'm just happy that he, you know what I'm saying? I'm just happy that he did what he did, you know, for me. But maybe that accident was for the other person because it looked like they was in pretty bad shape. And because I already know what he can do. I'm just glad that he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like DMX say, you know, we all know what God can do. I'm gonna end it on that. We all know what God can do. Well, we don't know what he's willing to do until we need him to do it. I'm gonna repeat that again. We all know what God can do. We all know that he can perform miracles. We all know that he's able to do miraculous things. But we don't know what God is willing to do until we know we need him to do it. That's when miracles happen. Because when we in the need of a miracle, that's usually when things are really bad. When if you in search for a miracle, that's usually when things are at a real bad place for you. You know what I'm saying? And you wanna, we all want a miracle, but we don't want to be in a position where we need one. You know what I'm saying? If you want to keep it real, we all want miracles. We all like miracles, but we don't want to be in a position where we need one. So with that being said, man, keep God first, family second, and you third. I am glad that we back, and I'm glad that glad my little apparatus right here, the little YOLO box. I'm gonna tell you more about it, and I'm glad it worked pretty good today. I'm gonna tell you more about it, and also I keep saying I'm about to leave, but I'm about to leave now. But what I'm gonna tell you is that with the YOLO box, this is a service that, say for instance, you come here to the pod and you want to conduct your own live stream. Well, you can use the YOLO box. You can do your live stream just like how I'm doing it right here. You can, matter of fact, I'm about to make a commercial and then I'm leaving. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? This is Asante. Matter of fact, let me take the logo off. I'm gonna take the logo off real quick. See, this is you could do this with you in charge. All right. Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? This is Asante. Welcome to the pod. Right now, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what we can do for you. You can use this thing right here, the YOLO box, and run your own podcast show. Just like you see me right here sitting at the table doing it, you can go ahead and do that. You can have your headphones on. You can have the microphone. You have the YOLO box in front of you, fielding questions, popping them up on the screen, and taking phone calls. If it's something that you would like to do and it's something that you're interested in, please contact me, 248-818-3786. Or visit the pod, www.effigieimages.com/pod. All right, you guys. So with that being said, I just did my commercial. Keep God first, family second, and you third. And in that order, you should never be made last because the last is always made first. Peace.